Now we review Those About to Die, Episode 3, Death's Door. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard, this is Random Street Theater, and I am reviewing Those About to Die, Death's Door, because it was requested of me by my number one commenter. So if you want me to review something, be persistent. If you really want me to review it, I will probably get to it. Those About to Die is a streaming on Peacock, I believe. I get episodes. I'm going to ask him sometime. I mean, it has a Peacock logo. I'm going to have to ask the dude that streams it for me, because every now and again, go over to his house, have a beer, and we watch. Anyway, I'm aware of the fact that the season 1 is finished. There's 10 episodes, and, yeah, there's probably not going to be a season 2. What you have is Rome sometime after the crucifixion. The emperor starts off the series old, dying. He has 2 sons, the warrior and the politician. The warrior is stepping up to emperor because the emperor is too damned old. And in this particular episode, the 5th faction of the chariot race is debuting. And of course, there's a huge amount of corruption. And, in the last episode, we were aware of the fact that his horses had been poisoned to stop them from competing. In this episode, movements were made against the chariot drivers. It's one of those things, you would be really surprised just how important these chariot races seem to be in a world where, the emperor is on his deathbed. It's just one of those things that it all comes down to money, and these chariot races are the soccer matches of the modern day, the European football matches of the Roman Empire. These things are so important that extremely rich people become a lot less damn rich, and riots are had when things are changed. Before I go any further, let me, of course, remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. If you would be so kind as to comment, like, and subscribe, you'd be doing your part for a better world. Now, this episode is brutally bloody. Oh, and the family, the Nubian family who was taken by the Romans and enslaved. The mom is free. She has come up with plans to get at least one of her daughters free. Her son is now a gladiator in the arena, and one daughter is given as a gift to a Roman D-bag. One of the things you see about this particular movie is that the Romans are really bad people. And it's one of those things, it's like, we're going to go, we're going to come into your town. If we feel like killing people, we're going to do it. We're the Romans. Nobody messes with us. That's how being a Roman works. So, you guys just ain't gonna come up against us. And yeah, look, this episode is a little better than the previous episodes. It's a little more understandable. It's still a lot of okay, they're throwing this one dude's name around, but it's really hard for us to lock onto these people because of the funny names and all that. I mean, it does help some that the different factions are wearing different colored clothing, and that different colored clothing kind of keys us into who they are. Also, there is extremely homoerotic scene in this particular episode. I know that makes some people uncomfortable, but it was Rome, okay? I think the whole thing about Rome is they had trouble with birth control, so it was just really common for you to have a dude to bang, you know? It's just, that was a Roman thing. Banging dudes was perfectly normal. They had a very different idea of sexuality. Their version of an abortion was often to leave the baby to die in a sewer. Romans were not nice people. Anyway, so yeah, this is actually picking up. It goes from the lower middle of your watch list to square in the middle of your watch list. It is a solid depiction, I would say, with a good amount of violence and gore, if that's what you're into. There is a tiny bit of nudity, if that's what you want to see. And yeah, I mean, episode 2, I think, was a low point. Episode 3, it picks up a bit. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Barry, the official strawberry poison dart frog of Random Street Theater. And I am here to remind you, of course, that for every 1,000 subscribers Random Street Theater gets, they buy one of these bracelets I'm wearing as a necklace. These bracelets are from the company 4Ocean, and for every one of them that's purchased, a pound of trash is removed from the ocean. Why should you care? Because the world is full of trash, and you shouldn't be part of that. We should all take responsibility, do our part for the environment, and make my home much cleaner. In addition, Random Street Theater has paid for more than 100 trees to be planted. Comment, like, and subscribe. Support a better world for you and a better world for me. I'm Barry.